On Friday, Florida Representative Maxwell Frost announced that he had signed a resolution urging the White House to press for a ceasefire in Gaza. He now joins a small but growing list of 18 House Democrats calling on President Joe Biden to help ensure hostages can be removed safely and humanitarian aid can enter the besieged region. Frost's move is notable given his political trajectory. Frost, the first Gen Z member of Congress, had been a strong supporter of Palestinian rights before running for office, participating in a protest against Palestinian rights and supporting the boycott, divestment and sanctions movement against Israel. However, after entering the race, he was subjected to intense lobbying by Israel's Democratic majority in the American Israel Public Affairs Committee. When his position paper on Israel-Palestine was finally published, his supporters at the Florida Palestine Network found that it distorted many issues. AIPAC and DMFI have reshaped Democratic primary in 2022 by spending more than $30 million to defeat Democratic candidates they deem not sufficiently supportive of Israel or using the threat of spending to reshape a candidate's platform on Israel-Palestine issue. J Street, progressive organization that describes itself as pro-peace, pro-Israel, and pro-democracy, entered the fray from other side, defending candidates against spending attacks from DMFI and AIPAC despite their meager resources. Much more limited. The group planned to raise and spend approximately $2 million to compete with DMFI. Given that they operate from major donors, we will always expect the right to have more money. But it's a little bit more of a fair fight. J Street's Logan Bayroff said of the disparity between J Street and DMFI at the time, estimating that DMFI could spend $10 million at most, but now DMFI's $30 million from AIPAC if you add the dollar. It's in a completely different world. In this new field, candidates such as Frost, Florida, John Fetterman of Pennsylvania, and Greg Casar Texas faced intense pressure to adopt a policy platform more aligned with AIPAC and DMFI. According to DMFI President Mark Mellman, as the Intercept reported last year, Fetterman allowed and adopted DMFI's adjustments to Israel-Palestine policy. Frost was also understanding. Frost reached out to us to get our views on Israel-related issues. DMFI spokeswoman Rachel Rosen told The Intercept last year. We've had several conversations with him and his team. And as we learn more about this issue, we're going to be more concerned about U.S. Israel policy. We were pleased to see how their views evolved. The loss of Palestinian and Israeli civilians was unbearable. Frost said Friday that an urgent ceasefire is needed to save lives and create a humanitarian corridor so aid can reach Gaza and hostages can be safely released. Casar also signed the decision calling for a ceasefire. Some of his former allies, such as Frost, also criticized him during the congre.